Hi everyone, welcome back. And we are here to present the last speaker for the day, the speaker number 14 for 3AI U3 event. And the speaker is Nirupam Srivastava. He's the Vice President Strategy and AI at Hero Enterprises. And his theme is quite interesting, and it's about Maya and the Metaverse. Let me give a brief about Nirupam. Nirupam is the Vice President Strategy and AI at Hero Enterprises and has deep experience in developing and executing growth strategy for Indian as well as multinational companies in a diverse set of geographies with several marquee organizations he has worked with the likes of IBM, LexisNexis, Schneider Electric, Infosys, and Nokia Networks. He would be talking about Maya and the metaverse. Over to you, Nirupam.
What is real? What is reality? Am I speaking to you, a real person, or you are seeing me, an augmented artificial intelligence bot speaking to you, which looks quite real? Am I speaking to you at the time that you are seeing on your computer or device, or I am speaking to you from a different time and different place? Again, the question, what is real? Is the experience that you are having currently truly real, or is it virtually real? In the movie Matrix, Morpheus said to Neo that unfortunately no one can be told what Matrix is. You have to experience it, you have to see it for yourself. But he also adds that Matrix is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to keep you from seeing the truth. Maybe our metaverse is something similar to this matrix, and maybe we will develop brain computer interfaces similar to one used in matrix in future, and we will have similar connectivities. The concept of matrix or beyond universe is not new to Hindu scriptures or Indian culture. We, our Purans, our Bhagavad Gita, all and many other scriptures describe in vivid detail what different parallel universes are like. What is their structure? How do they get created? How they operate and how they get destroyed? And how then they get recreated? The cycle of parallel universes continues. So we have different loks. We call them loks. So, and again, there are different structures of different loks. Uh, so there's a Brahma lok, for example. There is Prithvi lok, which we are living in. So there are different universe concept. There's nothing new from an Indian or a Hindu cultural context. Metaverse or parallel universes is something which we grow up with, which we understand intuitively. Another important part of this concept is what we call as Maya. It is said that the world is covered with Maya, illusion, you can call it, or you can call it virtual reality. So, what we are experiencing in our lives is not the reality, but is actually some kind of an illusion or Maya that we are experiencing it through our senses. What we see, what we feel, what we taste, all influenced by Maya. It clouds our judgments many times, where we make decisions which are not the righteous ones, and hence we are confused in some sense by this Maya. Would our metaverse have a similar relationship with us? Fortunately for us, our scriptures, our sages gave us directions, gave us suggestions how we can use mind techniques or yoga to see through this Maya and see the reality. Coming to the modern times, my first experience with computer generated worlds was with what we call as the Second Life. Second Life is an online multimedia platform which enables people to create avatars through which they can live their lives and perform actions in a virtual world. This abandoned due to high costs. The current version of Metaverse, and again, there are different people building different metaverses, including a company by the name Meta, which is erstwhile Facebook. And also, of course, there are many other NVIDIA and lots of companies are building, and also some in the decentralized space using blockchain technologies. So there are a couple of them there as well. The current version is built on connecting people. Obviously, this looks like a Nokia slogan, but still, people are using this for metaverse as well. Another interesting aspect of this metaverse is that you can actually take things from the physical world that you have into this virtual world. So if I have a pair of shoes, for example, of a certain brand, I can have those there, and vice versa. So if I buy something in the metaverse, and I can get that delivered in my real physical world. And that's where a lot of brands are opening shops or building presence in these metaverses. The new generation metaverse or virtual worlds will also enable people to work more collaboratively uh, around the world. So this you can relate to a previous generation phenomena or moment of what I call as the BPO slash chat servicing model. So like the BPO model, with the advancement in communications, allowed people to work and service their customers from different parts of the world. Uh, this thing uh, would enable the same thing. So you will say, what's the difference? The difference is that even in that world, the BPO or the chat world, people lacked spatial interactions. It was limited to either a voice or it was limited to the text that you see on your screen. People crave for a three-dimensional, real life-like experience, and that was missing. Metaverse is the answer to that problem. Metaverse can enable a three-dimensional, real life-like experience, and also with the advancement of sensors, you can actually feel the other person uh, while interacting with that person in the metaverse. So if you shake a hand, you can really feel the other person's hand signals being transmitted to you and yours being to him or her. So this will overtake that problem. In today's world, we use platforms like this and Zoom quite elaborately, but this causes more fatigue because people are bored with the two-dimensional screens that they see on their computer and not really a real person-like interaction. Hopefully, we will soon join together in a metaverse and have this conversation after a couple of years. Coming to the question of how the AI can be used to enhance the experience in a metaverse. So AI has a very strong role to play for metaverse. The first part is, as I talked to you, the example is the language barrier. So automatic translation breaks the AI human language translation barrier. So I can speak to you in English, and my friend in Japan can hear me in real time in Japanese. So we do not have to wait for the translation real time on a virtual world. We can do a lot of work with AI for image recognition. If I am seeing something, can I bring in the real world? How do I bring that into virtual world? And that's a lot of stuff that happens through image recognition. I already talked to you about the brain-computer interface. Then there are smart contracts, which allow creators to create and exchange value using NFTs, for example. So if you are creating a painting and you want to sell it in the metaverse, you can do that using NFTs. AI can be leveraged for fraud detection. Uh, so any virtual world will have some bad actors as well, and we will need some kind of system to mitigate and prevent effects of these bad actors. So that will be required. Natural language processing is already quite advanced, but we will see more advances, and that can actually create creative content by AI itself. So we today have AI generated paintings, we have AI generated stories, we will surely have AI generated content. AI can also dynamically create virtual environments. So we have seen this today in games. If we look at different games, AI is being used to create dynamic environments based on whatever options a lead character chooses. So if it is either a first person shooter or if it is a mining game, so you have different games and different virtual environments get created based on different choice and options which are dynamically generated better. There are still many unanswered questions, and I'm sure a lot of people are working on different technologies and solutions, and some may be in the context and domain of philosophy and law. But yes, we all need to come together from a multi-functional, multi-domain specialist to create this world which we all feel happy and joyous to live in. And also, I hope today's builders of metaverse also give us directions like sages in the past, how to see through this Maya into the reality. So, with all these, I wish all the best to all the creators, and we are quite open to participate and partner with such creators and users both in our venture. Thank you.
And that was, ladies and gentlemen, Nirupam Srivastava. Nirupam took a very interesting and a very different twist about linking metaverse with what I call how it impacts life, afterlife, and also taking some analogies from the history in terms of how it's traversed in terms of the experience and how this will unfold with the usage of what I call exponential technologies.